Hey everyone, this is Mrs. Chen. In this tutorial, we are going to talk about the problem-solving process, or PSP. Every teachers do their PSP differently. I try to do it the easier way, so hopefully the students are more willing to use it. And if you see any work come home that has this on it, PSP with a question mark, that probably means your child forgot to show their work when they solve the problem. Hopefully you won't see that. Here we go. Here's the first one. The third graders in Wilder Elementary donated 423 pieces of candy to the fire station after Halloween. The fourth graders donated 386 pieces of candy. How many pieces of candy did the students donate in all? The first step in my PSP, my version of PSP, is circle important information, circle numbers that you will need to solve this problem. In this case, we will need to know number of pieces of candy for third graders and number of pieces of candy for fourth graders. So let's circle these two. Then step 2 is in the question, how many pieces of candy did the students donate in all? We will underline just a few keywords. How many pieces of candy, they always need to include their unit, and in all. And that's all I need my students to underline, because I want them to find words that will help them solve the problem. We also use this chart. This is called a part-whole chart, or sometimes we call them strip diagram. On top, we have the parts, which is third grade and fourth grade. Third grade donated 423 pieces of candy. Fourth grade donated 386 pieces of candy. At the bottom is supposed to be for the total. Now in this case, whenever you don't have any number in the total, which means we need a total, whenever this is blank, that tells the students that we're going to add the two numbers up, because your total has to be a greater number than 423 or 386. That's why we're going to combine them together. 423 plus 386. 3 plus 6 equals 9. 2 plus 8 equals 10. Carry 1 on top. 1 plus 4 plus 3 equals 8. So the answer should be 809 pieces of candy. We always remind our students to answer the questions. So once again, the question is, how many pieces of candy did the students donate in all? The answer will be, the students donated 809 pieces of candy in all. By saying that, it will help students to check if their answer is reasonable. In the next question, the information is the same. The only difference is the question part, the last sentence. I changed it to a subtraction problem. So once again, we're going to circle the important information that we need. But the question this time is, how many more pieces of candy did the third graders donate than the fourth graders did? So the keywords here will be, how many more pieces of candy, and then. I told my students that whenever they see this pattern, how many more or how much more, then followed by a question mark, that usually means subtraction. That means they're going to compare, and when they compare two things, they need to subtract. In this case, we know that third graders donated 423 pieces of candy. Fourth graders donated 386 pieces of candy. We are comparing between these two. We don't know what the difference is between the two numbers. And this time, because in the big box, the biggest one, which is the total, already has a number in it, we already had a total. Hat. That means we're going to subtract. Whenever we see hat, we subtract. So 423 minus 386. I told my students to choose one tool that makes them more comfortable when it comes to subtraction. For me, I usually use my subtraction sum. So we start with the ones place. I have 3, they want 6. Do I have enough? No. Go next door and borrow. Scratch it, make it smaller. Put a 1 right on my side. I have 13, they want 6. Do I have enough? Yes. Punch in the bottom number. Punch in 6, and we are going to count on up to 13. So the first number you count is 7, then 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. The answer would be 7 because I have 7 fingers holding up. I have 1, they want 8. Do I have enough? No. Go next door and borrow. Scratch it, make it smaller. Put a 1 right on my side. I have 11, they want 8. Do I have enough? Yes. Punch in the bottom number. 8, 9, 10, 11. I have 3 fingers holding up, so that's 3. 3 minus 3 is 0. And therefore the answer is 37 pieces of candy. And once again, let's answer the question. The question is, how many more pieces of candy did the 3rd graders donate than the 4th graders did? The answer is, the 3rd graders donated 37 pieces of candy more than the 4th graders did. I hope this video helped you understand what our expectation when students solve word problems. Thank you.